Hello and welcome. I'm Jonny B.
And I'm the Restless Kaiser.
But together we are
Modelling for Advantage. So John, unboxing again.
Yeah.
You got a thing. Look at that.
That, you see, is actually meant to be a ruined Hamlet.
This is not a ruined Hamlet, mate.
No, sir, it's not a ruined Hamlet.
So you bought a ruined Hamlet?
I ordered a ruined Hamlet off of Amazon because I had an Amazon gift card from work.
Amazon gift, because you've been a good boy.
I've been a very good boy and stayed with the company. Aren't I great? Instead, they sent me a £90 army.
So ruined Hamlet, like 30
40 quid. 35?
Is this 90?
90.
That's a bit of it, mate. Sweet.
So I lucked out and I have like an entire other army.
An entire other army. And you've had this for 4 to 6 months?
Over a year.
Over a year?
I reckon.
And you've painted it?
No.
We're unboxing it today because it practically
It's something to do.
Still in the wrapper after a year.
I've had a little rummage.
You've had a rummage.
That's as far as I got, mate.
All right. So you got some sprues over there, Jonny B. Shall I tell them what comes in this?
If you could. I was
We'll
rather
find
surprised.
Find it. It says in there. Right then. So apparently you get German Grenadiers, 1,250 points. That's a fairly
It's
big
a star army, isn't it, mate? You know.
Yep. It's recommended lieutenant and 2 basic dudes, 3 10-man squads with a mixture of weapons, mortar team, MG42 team, Pack 40, a Stug 3, and a plastic Puma.
That's not bad, eh?
That's not bad. A medium tank, an armoured car, an anti-tank gun. You've got one of everything.
Especially for the price of a ruined Hamlet.
That is a bolt action army. It may not be optimum, but it's not.
It's a good place to start, and it's all Grenadiers like.
Grenadiers, yeah.
Which is cool.
This is a late war Grenadier set. They're all in like smocks, the Zeltbahn and so forth. So if you don't like painting camo like me, you might not be massively keen on this set.
Get plenty of MGs in there. You get your assault rifles.
Yeah. So what you got there, John? What you got up first?
So this here,
can I have one,
sir, is the big. When you say have one, what to look at?
Well,
you can have one to look at.
I'll have one to look at. All right.
Now I may or may not have clipped a few bits off one of the sprues, but this one is complete.
Yeah.
And this is the Grenadiers, mate, and they're cool and they're awesome. And much in the vein, I don't know if these come out before the British paratroopers or after, but nonetheless, it's the newer Star ones. And you'll notice that most of the arms, where they need to be, are complete with the weapon.
They've got the guns moulded in. Now, for me, that's a big deal.
It's a big deal for me too.
for comparison purposes. So in the older bolt action kits, so you're looking at these like Winter Soviets here, you've got a 3-part arm and weapon arrangement. So you've got a left arm, a right arm, and then a weapon sprue. And this is really good for modularity. That gives you loads of... But,
it's a dick to glue together, man.
It is, to get them all to line up. But the other problem there is with it is when the hands are not moulded on the weapons, that's where the mould then ends on the fingers.
Yeah.
So you often get like a mitten line around the outside, which again can be quite...
Well, it's winter, isn't it, normally, when they're fighting, so that's a good thing.
But it's quite difficult to clean up because it's such a delicate shape.
Without taking the fingers off and everything else.
Yeah, exactly. So modelers will love the multi-part arms.
Yeah, but even some of them are like, some of the arms will not fit on some of the bodies, especially on the Soviets with their bedrolls and everything else.
Yeah,
you had experience
equipment
of that,
gets in the way. Yeah, absolutely.
Like pain in the
Whereas
butt.
with these, you've got different weapon types, both arms moulded, and they just slot onto the shoulders.
Yeah, which is a bonus.
And I think this is an ongoing issue for gaming companies and their models, is there's models and there's gaming pieces.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
And they're not the same thing.
No.
Not for most of us.
No. Gaming pieces, you want to just be able to get them on the table. Still looking all right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I didn't want a lot of work in putting them together.
No.
I like the idea that no 2 models will be quite identical.
Which is good.
So lots of modularity. As I understand it with these, the shoulders and the arms are the same kind of shape and sizes. So if you've got other German infantry kits, you're going to be able to interchange, as long as the sleeves look right.
I'm yet to see that. That would be an interesting fact-finding thing to do.
That's something we'll open another sprue at some point.
Because I was hoping that some of the weapons were stolen by my British paras, and I thought, I'll just check out. I'll see if the arms fit in because it's the same style. See if it fits on the British para.
And does it?
It does not, sir.
It does not.
So they might be quite specific to the torsos that you get.
Right. So how many sprues are these then? You got? I'm seeing there's 6 guys on here.
1, 2, 3. I've got 5 over here, and you got the 6.
You got 6 here. Sprues. So that's 36 plastic dudes. You got 4, 5 standing. You've got 1 kneeling, which is quite nice. I love the way that they give you a separate leg for the kneeling pose.
Man.
I don't know why they do the same with the pro.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, so that when you've glued it and you've walked away from it and you come back to it, it's all like,
well, with some of the prawn figures, they give you 2 left legs, so you can have them in slightly different poses.
Like leg hitched up, leg extended.
Exactly. Maybe if I look carefully,
get all the weapons you'd expect to find.
Yeah, you've got an MG42, MP40, you've got the assault rifle, the STG, or there's various different names for that weapons. Obviously, the rifles, You've even got a stolen PPSH on here.
Fact.
Several different heads. Nice little belt of machine gun ammo for your MG42.
Oh, yeah.
You know what you've not got? So you've got an MG42 at the bottom with the bipod.
You got the one down the bottom with the bipod.
And you've got one shouldered.
Yes.
Which is nice. I'm not seeing here, though, as I look round.
Who's carrying the ammo?
No, there's an ammo carrying arm next to the Panzerfaust. So I've already lost sight of what it was I was going to say. I don't know what
you got. You got Panzerfaust?
Yeah.
Mate, it's got everything. Good. I'm glad you forgot. It's perfect.
I'm going to remember in a minute. I'm going to keep staring at the sprue because I remember
Watch this space.
Yes, I was definitely missing. And that's 11 heads.
You get all the heads you need.
All the heads you need. So, mate, that's the infantry. I'm sure a lot of these guys have already seen this.
Oh, for sure. They've been out for some time now.
So, do you want to... You've not got any MG34s, is what you've not got.
Oh, but they're the same in-game, mate.
Yeah, ish.
So you don't need to worry about it.
Yeah. All right. Right then, what's next?
Other bits, you get metal bits next. The support teams. You get a here MG42. It's the metal ones. You've all seen that. I'm sure that's been out for some time. It's kind of cool. Have you got some of these, Kaiser?
My Metal of Bolt Action. Can I have a butcher's?
Yeah, feel free.
Well, so it's an MG42.
So you get the 42, which is
by A1, you know.
Yeah, I own her. I own her. Yeah. Medium mortar team, which is good. It says 1943 to 45 here. German Grenadiers. Boom.
Yeah. If you've never played Bolt Action before, your army list starts with a medium mortar.
Yeah, pretty much. Your compulsory infantry units and then a medium mortar.
Yeah.
And then you get a whacking great doofer. Pack 40, sir. Pack 40. Pack
40.
Which is pretty good.
Like a lot of companies, Warlord, you know, they get your main stuff is coming increasingly on hard sprue, but to make the range comprehensive, they have to fill it out with resin and metal because it's much cheaper to manufacture smaller runs.
What are you thinking? How are they looking over there?
They're all right. I'm not criticising the sculpt. The problem I have usually with the metal versus the plastic and so forth is consistency in the size of the weapons and the size of the canteens and the helmets. There's often a bit of a discrepancy. I'm not a rivet counter, but I can't bear
just
two
one
dudes
of your
in a
pet
squad
hates,
with the same rifle and one of them is longer than the other. What? It's just like, that is the same rifle. How does that happen? And I'm just having a look. This guy's got an MP40. So is it the same size as the one on here?
Is it?
Well, it might be. It's not bad. It's not bad. The barrel's a bit thicker. So obviously you can get a bit weighted, but it's not bad. But the helmet is massive compared to these plastic ones. Yeah, but you know, there's not a lot they can do about that. I know, but it is a problem when you blend, especially from different manufacturers. Isn't it?
That's when it becomes real tricky. And
MG42
comparison. Again,
if you're new to Bolt Action, you might go, "Ooh, there's a Hitler's buzzsaw rule. I should go for loads of machine guns." Don't mate.
I made a cheese list once.
Ultimately, it is a game where you're not going to kill anything with rifles and machine guns.
It's a Jonny B cheese list.
You're going to kill things with HG in Bolt Action.
So yeah, there's a fair bit of
support else
there.
Have we got here?
The Pack 40 and the 81mm, the mortar.
The mortar.
Right. Similar thing. Metal pieces. Right. I mean, it's a hefty chunk, right?
It is. I've got a metal Pack 40.
I love the way that you can get a bit of swerve on the shot.
Yeah, mate.
With the
woo! Metal cannon is a really bad idea.
Some of the tiny plastic cannons that you've shown me as well, from other manufacturers.
Oh, with soft plastic.
Yeah, wine.
But once it's got, if it's just bent, it's bent. But if it's got a kink in it, you're never going to get it straight. You try and hide it with bushes and stuff. So, yeah, but this is nice. They've also got, and you've seen, they do have a kind of modular head system.
Yes, they do.
They make a series of metal heads that swap, and they design, I think all of their kind of neck cupolas, they're designed to kind of standard
neck cupola.
Swap the heads on different things. And it's a good idea to give you variety between various
different
kits.
units and bits and bobs, I guess.
So if you end up with, although Bolt Action is a one of each kind of game,
it is a one of each kind of game.
If you do have two of the same dude,
well, yeah, it's exactly the same on table.
Exactly in the same pose, etc.
It's the appearance.
It can have a different Swede,
which is always good. Mortar there.
Should have looked at this one first, because this one, everyone's going to have this.
Standard, mate. Got to take a mortar.
I'd say pros probably go for the 120mm mortar.
The big uns.
Because they're that good mortars.
But medium mortar, that's a good start point.
Medium mortar. Little trick with the mortars that I just realised after I've bought my mortars.
Which is?
To buy a medium mortar winter and a heavy mortar in a summer uniform.
Right.
And just not glue the mortar to the base.
Also, you can swap it out and have 2 theatres of war.
So you've got the options for both. Just keep the guns interchangeable. So yeah, the medium mortar goes together quite well. Again, definitely late war guys. We're in a field cap. Wow, this guy's face. Is
he having trouble?
It's me. He's trying to pass something hard.
I'm having trouble.
I'm just wondering which of these three bodies looks most like he's struggling. I reckon this one could be trying to squeeze out a difficult fart. But maybe that's what he's cocked his leg and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Just to open up a bit of access.
But I wonder sometimes when they're sculpting, you get like, consistency in a range is often a challenge. I think you get especially with metal figures, you get a pack of 10 and you're like, these 4 are great, these 4 are alright, and what's going on with those 2 guys there?
Yeah,
it's not unique to Warlord, and I'm not saying these are bad figures either. They're alright.
In general, I suppose it's the time scale.
One of those guys has got quite the face.
You love the face. There you go.
Face, mate.
You've got your metal support bits there, which are inevitably you're going to take.
It's worth noting if you buy this, you're going to need some super glue. You're going to need a hobby knife.
Yes.
And you probably, if you're serious about it, you wanna pin these heads.
Yeah.
I don't. I like to cover myself in super glue, but I think if you're serious, you drill and pin them really.
I see. Yeah. I see. But you also get some vehicles.
Vehicles.
Which is cool.
Mate, this really rounds out the force, right?
This is one of them there doofer trucks.
You mean one of these?
Yeah, one of them.
Pew, pew.
Puma? Puma.
Yeah. So the late war 8-wheeler 232, I think. I'm interested to see actually, John. The Puma is the least common variant of this, but the one that wargamers love. Because it's got an anti-tank gun on it, rather than, a pop gun.
Pop gun.
Is there options for another cannon on there?
I don't know if there is,
Because the kit is called the Puma.
I don't know why I handed you the sprue, which is in the bag, so it's really difficult to see. Whilst I have the instructions over here to have a little look.
Yeah, but it's only got one upper hole with a big turret ring, so I'm only seeing one gun. Not.
Can it be like an open-top proper recce vehicle then? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Or do
the chassis can, as in the hull, but this hull, it would have to be cut where this turret ring is. Yeah. This is only going together as a Puma. Now, looking at this, the suspension on this,
fiddly.
I'm trying to remember.
Fiddly.
Yeah, it wasn't. So, I was talking to you about the difference between gaming pieces and modelling pieces. So
this isn't quite as fiddly as a modelling piece, though, because you'd have every sprocket and what's it, bogey, doofer, what's it there.
Have you not looked at the suspension?
Plenty. Yeah, I have.
I would say that is a lot of work for... and if I was doing it again, by the way, I would just glue the wheels on and ignore the whole... Well, can you see the suspension?
If you turn it upside down, yes, you can, sir.
From that, can you see the suspension from there? Because a lot of time went into that.
Painted it as camouflage as well.
Yeah, they're probably
Get
all
your
on
cards.
the inside.
Whey!
You did. Cards.
cool.
You like them cards, don't you?
They're handy
I
to have on the table for reference.
I think that they're only handy if you've got one for everything that you're fielding.
Yeah, so if you've got multiple
So if you've got older kits that didn't come with those, then you haven't got the card for it, and
Yeah, that
you
does
still
suck.
have to go back to the book.
that tells you there. Not only do you get a Puma, you
Not
get
only
something
get
that we've
Puma.
not seen on the tabletop
Well, not in ball action.
in a shiny doofer is a Stug. Stug. Which looks cool. I like this.
It does look alright. It does look alright. Looks like the hull's in just two parts. Are the wheels and the tracks all separate though, John?
The side of the hull and the wheel seem to be in one piece, but the tracks are separate. So it looks like you've got to plug those on. Which, to be fair, many a time I've put a track on just slightly the wrong way.
Oh, right, I'm seeing it. Okay, yeah. So there's a plate with the road wheels on.
Yeah, that's all.
And then you have to
encompassed.
fit.
But it's
right.
top and bottom. I did the tank recently. I think it was
Yes,
the
they like
Sherman,
that,
and it
don't
was
they?
a bit. I was.
So you have a fairly straight piece across the top, and then a much more flexible piece.
Once you've
underneath.
figured it out, it's really easy. But there's a real threat at the beginning that you might put the wrong
and
sections
you
on.
might have it the wrong way around,
Exactly.
so slightly misaligned.
Really simple.
Yes. But with these, at least, you have skirts, which are going to hide a lot of that. Absolutely. Oh, mate, yeah, absolutely. Anything that can conceal the mess.
Stug 3 and a Stug 42 apparently. So I'm guessing they're different.
STUH.
It's a Stu. A Stu and a Stug.
The G is for gun and the H is for howitzer, John.
I knew that.
Did you learn something there?
I did then, yeah.
Yeah. So one of them's just a
Did you know
short-barreled H.
the STUH, it says here, it's got a medium howitzer, sir.
I didn't know that's what it was in bolt action, but I believe it has 100mm howitzer. Yes.
So that's cool.
120. I don't know what it is, but it's
get
got
those,
howitzer.
which is cool. You get all your other gubbins, you get your exploded diagram doofers, which are interesting.
Yeah.
They're alright, pretty simple to follow.
Mate, it's not a bad.
Grenadiers.
It's not a bad set. It's not a bad set.
Decals.
You love a decal sheet, don't you, John?
Loads of different units and stuff. But that's it. And my favourite thing about the hobby, get some smoke. There you go.
You did get the big bases to mount a weapons teams
Yes,
on.
you do get those.
And you
get more than enough bases
round
to
bases.
put the
Now-
infantry. There's a couple of spare bases on
I
there.
like the dimple bases, me.
Yes.
I don't know how you feel about them.
I like them because you can,
Well, what I like about them, especially because a lot of the stuff you're going to end up having to have as metal, and they've got a base.
that plate.
So them just being sunk a little bit, you put your basing material on.
Yeah.
The problem I find with flat base is when you've got metal
Well, it's
miniatures,
just
is the gang's always standing on a little bit of a mound.
Yeah,
With
that does
tops
suck.
and stuff, you can hide it. But yeah, man, I think this is a cracking kit.
I do like the Star Armies.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how many, if you really like cheesing it and you're just getting 5-man rifle squads, are there actually just 5
Is there
rifles
enough?
on here? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's just enough. There's just enough.
I'm counting
Yeah.
4, 5. Yeah, but some of them are like,
Yeah,
the
you can
separate open hands options there.
do- Yeah.
The Gewer or whatever it's called, and the car.
You do get a key. That little bit of glossy paper that John showed you earlier, it does tell you what every single piece is on here. There's lots of other people who are going to do reviews reading out tell you what everything is. There's heads,
I'm gonna do
bodies, guns.
It's been out for a while now. Anyways, so in the year, what are we saying?
In the year 25.
25, I might myself personally have a German army to fight against your whatevers.
Maybe.
Fact, you never know.
Maybe.
Anyways,
So guys, that was our look at the German Grenadiers from Warlord Games.
happy days.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you'd seen, why don't you come check us out on modelingforadvantage.co.uk. There's loads of different ways you can support the channel over there, including merch, that kind of stuff.